All right, guys, I got to make this one quick. But this is just a recap of something that I discovered literally last night. I was talking to the boys about, and I didn't realize that there's probably more people experiencing this. I'm not the only one, so it's kind of crazy. You're gonna hear a lot of sirens and shit. It's loud, whatever. But this is something that I want to call retracement, right? So to kind of give you some context, think back to a point in your life where you started something new. Maybe it was like a business, maybe a new e-commerce brand, maybe it was a new job, maybe it was going to see a new girl, right? It could be anything. You start something new, and throughout the process, you're kind of enjoying yourself. Things are going well with whatever it is. But then all of a sudden you hit this point where the intrusive thoughts start to get to you. It could either be like a sign that you see that kind of tips you off. It could either be maybe like a weird experience in a day that tips you off. Something happens to where you go from like this state of uninformed optimism to like informed pessimism. And then what happens is you end up ruining the business, ruining the relationship with that girl, ruining your job, whatever the case may be, because you self-sabotage through negative thoughts all the way back to square one. Exactly the point where you didn't want to be. I call that retracement. And really what it comes down to is it's a form of self-sabotage that basically just plays a game with you, fucks with you. Because somewhere deep down, and there could be a lot of different reasons for this, somewhere deep down, you might not feel like you're worthy of that girl, that business, that job. And those negative thoughts get caught up and start fucking you up from either becoming that version of yourself that does deserve the business, does deserve the girl, whatever the case may be. You fuck with yourself simply by being negative. Retracement, right? So I caught myself doing this, right? I've been going to local businesses, right? Pitching websites, doing all this. Ended up making it far with a client. Things are going well with that, right? We're working on their website. Long story short, I almost caught myself doubting whether or not I'm going to be able to fulfill this website. And it makes no sense. 3 days ago, I was bullish about it. I was happy. I was pumped. I was excited. It was new. But all of a sudden, I found myself almost self-sabotaging for no reason, no point, other than the fact that I started hitting uncharted waters. First time fulfilling a website for a client, right? First time not doing it for myself, my own e-commerce brand. So I entered this state of fresh new waters, and I found myself doubting myself for no reason, self-sabotage, right? And at that point, if I wasn't aware of this phrase retracement, I would have retraced back to the point of having either no clients or just I would have ghosted the client, and it wouldn't have made sense. It would have been stupid, right? Would have self-sabotaged myself out of a deal. So it got me thinking, right? If I was never aware of this up until this point, how long has this been going on for? I have no idea. It could be going on my whole life. But then I got thinking again, how many other people are dealing with the same shit? Probably a lot of people. I said, I was talking to Pat, same exact thing. He literally said, I can relate to that with XYZ. We do these things. We make these jumps in our life. We start something new. Things are going well. But once we hit those uncharted waters, we start self-sabotaging ourselves to retrace backwards and go back in time. And like really, if you think about it, this is a big reason why many people out there are stuck in their same box. It's why they never escape that job that they hate. It's why they never escape that relationship that is tearing them apart. It's why they never actually level up and grow in their life. It's because they'll start something new, get excited about it, but then once they hit those uncharted waters, they start self-sabotaging and retrace backwards and fuck themselves up, and then they blame everything else but themselves. When really all it is just a negative feedback loop in your head. I hope you guys can hear me because it's so loud right now. But the best case scenario for yourself to do is to stop self-sabotaging. It's to stop retracing your steps. Start something new. And if you love doing it, ride that wave. There's going to be undoubtedly be points in your life, points in that new wave of life that you're living to where you feel like either you can't do it or something negative happens. It's all bullshit. It's all noise. Because the only thing that happens is that you self-sabotage in the form of negative thinking, negative habits. You might start zinning, doing nicotine, drinking too much coffee, boozing too much. Bro, you just got to live and let be. Like, you got to live and be. I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but it's not your job to know exactly how everything's going to work out. It's not your job to give in to the negative feedback. It's not your job to give in to the negative thinking. It's your job to ride waves, learn, and not retrace, but propel yourself forward. Okay? So the next time that you start something new, the next time that you're doing something new, just keep riding a good wave, bro. Don't ruin it for yourself, because you never know what this path is going to lead to, right? Could be your next $1 billion business idea that you just self-sabotage. It could be could be your wife that you marry, but you just self-sabotage it and ruin it. No, you don't want to retrace. You want to go forward. And the only reason why you retrace is because you let the negative get to you, and you start affirming the negative. Start affirming the positive, and you'll see massive change in your life. It's literally guaranteed. I'll see you guys next video.